So now that he's not here, break out the steaks, boys.
Fry him.
He's actually number one.
Good.
He's number one.
That's good, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We got squad in the building. Yeah. It's only a 2-person squad. It's the pettiest man alive, Mr. P Kid, as always. And of course, the super producer Joel Holt, always in the building, keeping that mug live, keeping it fresh, and keeping the steaks on the grill. Only when Mr. Meaty's not here, because you should see him around a ribeye.
He's from Texas.
It's
They know how to
terrifying.
keep your stomach full. And
okay, all righty, here we go. Here we go. Hey, on today's episode, man, we got a lot to get into. We got to talk about the most important games on this Chicago Bears schedule, and there's some interesting rivalry games on the Chicago Bears schedule as well. And, of course, the Friday Free for all that and more today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, make sure you hit that bell. You see I timed all that up right there. That was fire right there. Y'all stay safe out there, man. What's going on, boys? How y'all feeling, man?
Stay safe.
I rarely see you on a Friday.
Hey, listen, I was about to end the show. How I timed that up. You saw that. That was crazy. What y'all been on, man? Everything be good? I didn't show up yesterday. Yesterday was
How was the Cubs game?
How was the Cubs game, Pat? Did you have fun at the Cubs
Was it a
game?
great time?
it was a good time.
Oh!
I'm not gonna lie. You want to know why it was a good time?
Because they lost.
Yes.
Okay.
No. We got a nice little treatment at the Cubs game. Went to the 1914 club. That was a fun time. There was a lot of good food in there, a lot of good drinks. Make a great old fashioned in the 1914 club.
Dang.
And
Dang.
oh yeah, no, that's today.
That's it.
Yeah, that's right now. Yeah, they getting clapped. I love it. But no, it was my daughter's first game.
Okay.
Her first sporting event ever was a Cubs game.
There you go.
I hadn't taken her to a sporting event to this point because of exactly what happened yesterday.
Oh.
It was loud.
Gotcha.
The Cubs it was a competitive game yesterday, so people were standing up and screaming, and she's like, where am I? Who are these people? And why are there so many of them?
Did you get the earmuffs?
No, because I'm like, we here now. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like, so and Maya wanted to bring her, so I was like, I bet. Here we go. And about the third inning, she was like, I don't like this. I was like, I feel you.
She had that look on her face.
Yeah, I could tell. And I'm attributing it to the fact that we were at a Cubs game and not a Sox game.
Well, isn't she 3?
She's 2.
Yeah, she's a
She
baby.
should be 3 this year.
He's attributing to that because no one would have been at the Sox game.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? At the Sox game, it would have been quiet. There'd have been not a lot of cheering because we would have been losing more than likely. And the food still would have been good. But the one thing that I will say, though, about the game yesterday was absolutely Wrigley is one of the greatest fields of all time.
Wrigley's nice.
Wrigley is
very nice.
Wrigley is a interesting. I probably haven't been to Wrigley. I'm not gonna lie to you since I was like 6 years old.
Hey Jordan, you hear that? You hear
it's a great stadium.
You hear them?
It's a great stadium. I'm sitting back there and I'm cheering for the Pirates the whole time in that mug.
It's the best stadium in the best city in the world with the best baseball team in the city.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Moment,
best baseball team in the city is a given. It's not really even a competition on that right now.
As long as you know.
You know what I mean?
I went.
I
I think I went around 20.
Y'all got an owner trying to build something. We got an owner that's trying to figure out how to leave the city.
Hey, that's true.
I hadn't been in a very long time. I
hadn't been since I was like 6 years old. And when I was every time I've been in the Cubs stadium, it's been like at a fancy event.
Yeah.
So like the first time it was for my dad's work event, I was in a skybox. I was eating ice cream. And I was like, there's baseball happening. I don't know. The Cubs were trash, so they got clapped. And then every other time I saw the Cubs was at Miller Park up in Milwaukee. And this time I went and it was
Great experience.
I mean, listen, it was a fun time. Alcohol was flowing. I'll say this, where I was at, not a lot of game watchers.
I was
It's a social event.
My cousin through marriage was Joe Carter, who played for the Blue Jays. So my aunt took us to see him when he played for the Indians. And I mean, I was a little kid.
Racist.
It was,
Sorry.
I was like 8 years old or something like that. Shout out to the big homie, Stephen Boyd. And then I don't think I'd been there for like pretty much my whole adult life.
Yeah.
I've been to the White Sox and all that other stuff.
Really?
And so I think about a few years ago, I went twice where I went to a couple games where it was like, man, this was nice because I don't remember really as a kid. And it was like, yeah, the environment there was pretty cool.
It's crazy.
Been a couple games.
Rarely do I find myself in a group of that many people and no fights break out. And so every time I've gone, no fight broke out. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
When I go to White Sox, fight breaks out.
You sitting in spots where fights break out though.
No. In the parking lot.
Kid low key egging him on. Kid like, I heard he said your mama.
I would do some stuff like that.
Hey
I'm
man,
gonna get in my car and bump out. That's what I'm about to do.
facts. No, it was a good time, man. I miss when the South Side was like that. You know what I mean? I will say that's the one thing about it. The South Side being like that when the South Side is jumping is a great time. It's a lot of fun. And I literally sat in there yesterday and I was like, I miss this.
Yep.
I miss when like baseball was entertaining. So
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna start going to a lot more Brewers games just to like give myself that feeling because you don't get that at Sox games. You do get good food at the Sox games though. Better food at the Sox game than at the Cubs game.
I rewatched the long lost summer between McGuire and Sosa.
and Sosa.
Because it just came on recently and I was just rewatched it, but just remembering that time period, like I miss steroids. I want steroids back in baseball. I love 60, 70, 80 home runs.
I want that five them roids.
I want 80 home runs, man. I mean, we want the excitement.
I do want them to allow certain PEDs back into the because if those pitchers are doing it,
These some wild takes.
like seriously, as long as it's not harming the player, they should be able to do it.
It literally harms the player. That's the problem.
Well, I think the difference was
No,
like
certain peptides do not harm the player.
I think the mainly why they were doing it was to recover from injury, which I believe some of that's true.
Yeah.
Then you had the others that were probably abusing it to get ahead, which turned in all that special stuff with the the clear and the Balco stuff. But outside of that, I missed that. But it was a fun year, because baseball from the strike year. I remember us the Sox were hot. I remember that, like the Sox was killing. And then we had the strike year, and then baseball was like,
yeah.
And then that 98 year was like a lot of fun.
Yeah, no.
Let's get into the stuff, man.
Let's get to some Bears talk, man. Let's get some Bears talk. We didn't kill people in here on there. They showed up. They're like, are they talking White Sox right now? What's going on with this show? Hey, man, appreciate y'all tuning in to show and love.
I hate how he says that.
The most important games of this season. This is an interesting topic to me because there are a lot of games on here that, of course, everybody's going to look at the divisional games. Bears, Packers, that's important. It means something. Blah, okay, yeah. Yes, we understand the divisional games are important, but what are the most important games that the Bears do have to take? Of course, some of the divisionals, but outside of those divisional opponents. What are your thoughts on that, boys?
My initial one is coming off the bye week. Pat hit me with an interesting stat. The Bears are 1-9 according to him.
Yeah, 1-9 for the last 10 years coming off the bye.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Didn't know that at all. So, hey, interesting. But what makes this more interesting to me is the narratives behind it. I think I kind of went into this yesterday. The one thing I do really well is I really do pick up on the narratives that players get. And that's why I hate some of the narratives that surround some of the things that we talk about in sports. But if Caleb doesn't do well against the Commanders and Jaden Daniels goes out there and he becomes this stud, like a Justin Fields 2.0, as people say it, that's going to be the narrative. Yeah. Look at what could have happened. Look at what we could have had. And some people really like the Caleb, the fan base that still rides for Justin Fields, that hates Caleb, is still alive and well. And they're just waiting for that one game to mess up. And for some odd reason, we keep giving platforms to these minority groups of people who have the dumbest takes. And that's just going to be ringing loud. And so that's the game I look at. It's like, yep, things have changed right there.
I don't think so. Because I think by that point, I mean, you're already a good portion into the season. You're coming off of your bye week. You would hope that you would have more games under your belt that have gone your way than not. I think here's the tough part about the Washington game. One, you're coming off of the bye, but you're still coming back from London. You will have time to recover from that. But my hope is that you can beat the Jaguars in London, because I don't have a ton of confidence post bye week because of the Bears' history. You're talking about now 3 coaches who you have not found a way to go out there and actually get a win against. 3 coaches who have not found a way to go out there and get a win after the bye. You know what I mean? Like, and
is that a mental thing?
No, I just think it's like we know who the Bears have been for most of this. I guess each one is different, right? When you had Nagy's Bears, maybe it was a little more mental there, right? Because they were like, listen, we hear that we're bad after the bye, and guess what? We're bad after the bye. I think that it is with John Fox, the team wasn't good. You know what I mean? With Matt Eberflus for most of this time, the team has not been good. So I think that there's a bunch of different factors that play into it. But to me right now, when I'm looking at most important games, and there's 2 games up there, we look at the Rams, we look at the 49ers. Those are the interesting games to me because there's a gauntlet that's going to be had at the end of this season. Mm-hmm. And the only way that you are in the conversation to go out there and be a real threat in the division is if you compete well against the NFC West. Those are 2 teams to me that they're going to be tough to beat 100%. I don't expect the Bears to come out of here and dominate. I think that I have the Rams as a loss. I have the 49ers as a loss on the Bears slate already. But those are the games to me that set you up and put you in a really good position to say, okay, as we head into these last 11 games, there's going to be some confidence in this team. I don't think that, right, you beat the Panthers, good job. You beat the Titans, good job. You beat the who else we playing? You beat the Cardinals, good job. Those are teams that, realistically speaking, we expect you to go out there and be in the game by the end of the game and beat. But if you go out there and you beat the Niners or you beat the Rams, you can go into those final games, depending on how your season is played out, especially after that Rams game, with a little bit of confidence, with a little bit of like, yeah, we can beat anybody. We just beat them. Like these are both legitimate playoff teams. These are both teams that mean something in this NFL and that probably will be competing for something by the end of it. And so for me, when I look at those, I think those are 2 more important games because your division games are what they are.
Yeah.
There's always an importance placed on your division games. They're double wins or double losses. But
what do you project?
Gaining that confidence comes from winning those games versus the teams that could be. Let's be real. Are Packers winning the Super Bowl next year?
No.
Are the Lions?
No. That's a question I have to answer you midseason. I think the Lions have a good shot. I think the Lions are that good that they have a good shot. They have the quarterback. The quarterback wasn't the reason they lost. Like 2 timely catches changes the way that game turns out.
I mean, their offense wasn't exactly good in the second half.
That's because it drops. 2 timely catches extends it. Like it's literally 2 catches.
Oh yeah, this is true. Yeah,
so like
two Laporta ended up dropping one, and no, that's fast.
That changes the whole thing for me. So it's like I think if they share that up, they may have a shot. I'm not saying they're gonna be, but I'm saying like if anybody is gonna come out and you can say based off how they performed last season, the Lions are one of those teams. ESPN got them 13-4.
I don't think it's wrong. I just
13-4.
They're still not the best team in the NFC to me. They're not better than the Niners. They're
the most capable.
I mean, there's a lot of that. You know what I mean? But like at the same time, you know, the regression of okay, you got there, can you get there again? That is real. Like I think that they're on par with the Packers.
Nah.
Maybe a little bit ahead of the Packers. I don't think they're that much better than what we saw from Green Bay. That's why you saw Green Bay in their matchup.
I mean, realistically, you don't have to be better. Like the best team in the NFL didn't win last season. They just won that one. Like the Chiefs weren't the best team
in the NFL.
The best defense, but the Chiefs weren't better overall than the 49ers. They weren't ranked higher in a lot of things.
No, they weren't a better football team.
They weren't a better football team. In fact, again, going back to the Cowboys should have been there because they were technically the best, one of the top 2. 49ers and Cowboys. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't buy into it.
I never believe that though. Like so, I ain't gonna lie to you. When Muggs rank them, because I'm sure the Cowboys are still ranked high. I'd never believe. I'm like, boy, y'all be just letting people get away with stuff and not have anything proven.
Yeah.
So I'm picking the Texans, the Niners, and Green Bay for me.
Those are your 3?
Those are my 3 because I do expect them to win against the Titans coming out. I mean, hopefully you should win the week 1. Look at home.
Some preparation would be nice
at home. But the Texans, I think, are early test to see because I think if you come out and have a convincing win, I think that looks really good. San Francisco, to me, it's measuring. That's one of the only few teams where you're measuring as one of the best teams in the NFL. We're talking one of the top 5. So if we could get this team. If this team can measure up to that, that's a very important game. And then both Green Bay games to me, because I think it's just slaying the dragon of like, are we going to become the bully or the best or the class of the NFC North?
Do we just? This is not toward you because I hear this a lot from the fan. I hear that, but it's like they're not the best team in the division.
I know that. It's not about being in the it's dominating your division, period. And for some reason, and even when you've had maybe some opportunities to win, or you show up and don't even look prepared against the Packers.
Yeah, that's my problem last year. Not being unprepared is a problem.
It's been a lot of games, and then there's always the ones with the dagger where Aaron, Rodgers would come back and then it just cut your heart out at the end. So it's like, but because you're playing a lot of times playing not to lose instead of playing to win. And I just hope that this team has a new mindset with all this offensive firepower. This is playing to win. We're not playing like, oh, we hope to, just hold the lead a little bit longer. And we fumbled it, messed it up.
Why is the 49ers to you an important game?
I just said it. They are the class of the NFL.
Yeah.
The top, you're talking going to, there's not that many of the top teams. Like if you got the Chiefs, the Niners,
Brandon
Baltimore,
Ayuk's still there, ain't he?
That's
Baltimore.
I thought he was getting traded day 2 of the draft.
Bengals, maybe. I'm trying to think of who are the top 5 in the NFL. We're only going up against one of those teams because the Lions are. You can call them that, but I'm not.
I mean, they top 5.
I'm not. But we're not. Nobody's scared, and we've beat them before. But we can't seem to get over there. I want us to match up against one of the top teams, and we look like we belong there, not just playing not to lose.
Mm-hmm.
We're here because we can punch in the mouth.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think we have a chance to go 4-0 in the division versus the Lions and Minnesota because I think that there's a lot of problems there. I'm not saying that that's what will happen, but there's a chance there. If we went 4-2 and we lost both Green Bay games, I wouldn't care. Dominating the division doesn't mean just beating Green Bay to me. At this point, beating Green Bay is resparking the rivalry. That's all the Bears are trying to do. Yeah. They're trying because they're down in the rivalry. That's all this is. I would love to see
the fan base back.
It's winning the fan base back over. You know what I mean? Like that's really what beating Green Bay is right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it has nothing to do to me with the Bears' success or lack of success. If we meet them in the NFC title game and you lose to them, that's different.
Yeah.
But like during the season, like I would rather go 4-2 in the division. I don't care how we go 4-2. I would rather go 4-2 beating the Packers.
True.
But I don't think that it matters to me. I think at this point, beating the Packers is more for us. Beating the Packers is like, please, we're dying.
But it means something about preparation. The point is that either way, every game we should look like we're here to compete and we have a chance to win each game. Now, whether we win or not, that's different. Sometimes things just happen and it doesn't work a certain way, the game doesn't work in our favor, but at least we didn't look like, we've seen time and time again, like when the Patriots came rolling in years ago and they beat the brakes off of it. Wasn't it like 41 to nothing?
That was a 50 burger sandwich. We got we got 50 piece put on us by Rodgers, and then we had a bye week, and then we got a 50 piece put on us by Tom Brady.
Exactly. So
juked Brian Urlacher out of his Nikes.
But we didn't belong there. It was like we're not in the same class.
Yeah.
So why I want the 49ers? Because I want to see how we stand up to them. Because, again, this type of schedule, the first dang near before we even get to the Packers is a very winnable schedule. So I don't want fool's gold. We show up and we can essentially go 9-0, 10-0 before we even get to
you watched the video.
No, I'm just saying. No, really, the Titans, the Houston, and the Rams, none of these teams, they are all winnable games. But if you beat them all, and then you go up against somebody that's an actual competitor, and then they undress us. So,
every game is winnable.
Baki said, really, bro? Stop bringing up
that 50 burger was crazy. Every game is winnable. You know what I mean? Like, but we're still a 7-win team.
I understand that.
Well, no matter what we want to say, yes, we got better. But right now, we're still a 7. Do we?
We got a quarterback.
You seen him taking an NFL snap yet?
I've seen it in my dreams.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like that's my thing. I'm still gauging a lot of what this team is, and I do think the team should get better. But I feel like the conversation around the Bears has turned into Nick Wright yesterday. What the?
I can't believe you mentioned that guy's name.
Nick Wright yesterday.
What did he say? I missed it.
Nick Wright said Caleb Williams could take the Chicago Bears to the Super Bowl his rookie year.
Oh,
and I'm just like,
well,
I'm like, okay, yes, they can. You know who else could? CJ Stroud could go to the Super Bowl this year. Bryce Young could turn into Peyton Manning in front of our eyes. If we're going off the hypothetical of things that could happen this year, yes, there's a million hypotheticals that we could hit on. And we could all sit here and be like, well, this could happen. Is it? Guess what could happen this season? Trey Lance could take over for Dak Prescott, and they could win the Super Bowl.
That's the biggest anomaly.
No, I hear you.
That kid.
You know what I mean? Like
they call him a bust. He ain't even took a snap.
I think that too. Guys like him
usually that means something though. When you get this far in your career, and it's like, hey man, you gonna play.
But the whole thing is that they're just saying stuff to just create conversation and spark or whatever. So I would never say, oh, we're going to the Super Bowl. But this guy could be decent enough but why I think there's the possibility of at least getting to the playoffs is that this is not a rookie quarterback coming in with this type of team that needs so much help. The defense, there's an offense that, I mean, the only question marks we really have is the line, in my opinion, improved moderately, but if the quarterback is able to get the ball out, does that mean that the line actually isn't that bad and we're beating up a lot of the guys because someone's holding the ball too long or our coordinator's not calling the right plays in the right situational plays? Like those are all factors. The line gets beat up. Oh, we got over 100 in the chat, by the way.
Oh, 100 in the chat.
But statistics and probability tell you that if you've gotten better at key positions, you've gotten better at your skill positions, and you have a weaker schedule, that you should be able to tack on more wins and position yourself to go further than you did last season.
100%.
Admittedly, we had a bad QB last season. This is what it is.
Jordan said,
more like a steak heavy.
I prefer to look at things glass half full, more like steak half eaten.
There you go. So statistics and probability tell you that, hey,
would that be more of a I got half a steak left for like glass half full?
There you go.
Instead of steak half eaten, steak half eaten is bad.
I'm not going to.
I got half a steak left. Are we not breaking this down right now? Yeah, I mean.
So, like, realistically, I mean, it wasn't a bad take. I just think it just puts so much undue pressure because you set yourself up to say, hey, if he doesn't go here his rookie season, he's going to be a failure. And that's a very Nick Wright move. And that's why I hate hearing him talk about it. He didn't
say that he was going to be a
failure.
How
about this?
Nick Wright you realize Nick Wright is going to become Bears fans' favorite analyst, right?
Because he's going to sit,
because he's been riding for Caleb. He's been comparing Caleb, saying that Caleb is better than certain NFL quarterbacks since last year. Yeah, you know what I mean. He's like, Caleb could come into the NFL right now, and he would be here on the. You know what I mean. So like,
shout out to Drew.
I don't know. Like, for me, here's my thing, and it's not hating on the Bears. It's not saying the Bears can't achieve more. I like the Bears fan in me does believe that the Bears can go a long way.
Yeah.
Like the Bears fan in me sees this team and is like,
and you want them to go along. Well,
listen, we could be in the NFC title game year one if Caleb is a quarter of what we think he is.
I would say this.
Like, that's the Bears fan in me. But then you got to be realistic. You have to realize, right? We look at this list here. I don't know if y'all noticed this. We got 17 teams here. Oh, no, 16 teams. No, 17 teams. 17 games. 17 we got, games. What is it? 15 teams, 14 teams, however that math works out. They get paid too.
10 teams.
They also get paid money
to stop the other team.
To compete against you. And every single year, there's going to be one of two things. There's going to be a game that you shouldn't win, that you do.
A game you
and there's going to be a game that you absolutely should cakewalk that you don't.
Yeah.
I would say this though. The NFL probably they need stars. And the quarterbacks drive the league. The way the contracts are set up, it's for the quarterback. If anything, they did Caleb a favor.
Facts.
The way that this schedule set up, we want to make sure that we need primetime guys.
I have thought that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, when I look at his schedule, I was like, I feel like they were like, we gotta let him ease his way.
He has to get. So the way they set it up, he should be fully confident, ready to go. If things the way this schedule worked out, because my thought process was like, okay, he'll come in, he'll have the first 4 games, 2 or 3, the first 3 to 4 games, no one knows what he's going to do, and he's going to surprise some people, and then later on, the defense will catch up to him.
Right.
But the way that this schedule's laid out, he can take his time, and by the time, typically by the end of the season, week 12, week 13, he should be ready to go. He's got the bumps and bruises of the first few weeks of NFL speed, and if he's competent, they are getting him ready so that now you can compete.
Yeah, no. What's funny is, I mean, listen, that's the hope. That's the biggest thing that you want to see taken away from him, right? You want to see him. I love how this schedule's laid out because nothing's hidden, right? Like you get to see the ups and downs. Your easy and tough games, they happen early on in the season. We got the Panthers. We should win that. We got the Rams. That should be a tough game that they should be able to compete in. You got the Jaguars out in London. You got Indianapolis who still got a defense design, not a terrifying defense, but a defense that can still get after you, right? Like there's a lot of ups and downs in the beginning of the schedule. And then by the time you get to week 10, you're sitting there going, all right, and here we go.
Mm-hmm. But week 10 is the Patriots.
We go.
Right. But what I'm saying is or I should say week 11 there, right? Like week 11, you got Packers, Vikings, Detroit, San Fran, Minnesota. Yeah, I mean, like that's where it kind of like, okay, are you ready? Because we've held off the dogs in your division as long as we can. But it's about to be all out war. He's about to go through all out war from 11 to 17.
And the thing is that, yes. And why? Because you're going against, what was the Packers defense rated last year? The Vikings had a decent defense. He's going against 1, 2, 3.
Packers 4, defense was
5,
bad last
6,
year.
7.
Joe Barry was he was trash.
Well, they fired him, so maybe they get better. That's not necessarily a great thing. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then by 7, the Seahawks. That's 7 defenses. I don't know if the Seahawks are great, but that's 7 decent defenses in a row.
Yeah.
And will he be ready for that? And then you got the last one against Green Bay.
That's interesting.
What?
Passing defense, they weren't ranked high.
Who?
Jets. I mean, the Lions or the Packers.
Okay, good. I'm saying
Vikings were at the bottom.
Who?
Vikings.
Good. No. Well, that's fine. But the whole point is like those are division games that count, and each one of them freaking games count. So,
well, that makes sense. They all had high-powered offenses, minus the Vikings.
But that's good. I mean, either way, if he's ready to go, he's got 10 weeks to get ready before that second half of that season, kicks in.
Baki said Packers defense only looked Hall of Fame against us. Facts.
Probably.
Real facts, man. Real facts.
Both teams are middle of the pack. In fact, they are 19.
Oh, yeah. Listen, our problem last year, think about it. The Bears put up 31 on Detroit.
I mean, for the most part, we beat them. But I'm saying that the quality is a little bit better after week 11.
No, yeah, for sure. I think here's the thing too. What you want Caleb to have by that point, and why I look at that San Francisco game. Why I look at that Rams game earlier in the season as very important is because those are the confident boosts that kind of maybe get you back on track. Because that San Francisco game, that's week 14. At that point, you'll have played everyone in your division once.
Yeah.
Let's say you go 0-3.
That's not good.
It's not good.
Not good.
But if you're like 0-3, but it's a competing 0-3, you're like, we just got to get over this hump. We got to figure this out. And you find a way to win that San Fran game. The San Fran game, by the way, is an interesting game because the Bears have 10 days rest because they play Detroit on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll have 10 days rest in that game. Why can't I think? San Francisco, the 49ers will be coming off of playing the Bills. They got the Bears game the next Sunday, and then they got a Thursday night football game right after that. So they may be doing a little bit of look ahead as well. Those are things that play into and factor into a season, right? And if for San Francisco, it may be a blip in their season. Be like, we took an L to the Bears. All right, we're going to move past it. Yeah. But for the Bears, then you got Minnesota, Detroit, Seattle, Green Bay. Winning a San Francisco game like that could be the juice you need to fight back in the division, to go out there and say, hey, listen, no, we figured this out. Something finally clicked. Here we go. Now, you hope you've racked up enough wins to stay competitive up till that point. But, that's a game to me. That's why I look at that game as a very important game, because to me, I think that those, you almost need those. Was it you almost need that was it? It's not Nas. What's the boost that you can get like adrenaline or something? Well, it is nice, but yeah, no, it is nice.
Shot in the arm there.
Just that boost throughout the season. That all right, man, we got to figure this out. Boom, here we go. I mean, hey, late nights and Red Bull. Streaming now.
Late nights and
Red Bull and vodka.
Hey now.
Hey,
I ain't gonna lie to you. That had me. We had that at the 30K party. And I was getting sleepy. This man was dying. I was getting sleepy
up all day, man. I was tired
God.
I could kick it.
I was older then.
I used to throw parties all the time. We used to go
the whole night. The whole night he was just telling me about all the other parties he threw.
Shut up. What a jerk. But when I look at this team, I would hope that, it's reminiscent of how the Bulls were coming into their own, and there was Cleveland who was a problem. They were up and coming squad, and then they got leapfrogged, like the Bulls leapfrogged them.
Yeah.
And then Cleveland still a good team for some years until they just fell off.
Yeah.
No, I mean Brad Daugherty and them,
Yeah.
of course Detroit that was it. They were done. So I would hope that we're in that position where, yes, Detroit, good team.
Mm-hmm.
Packers possibly ascending because they got pretty far in the playoffs and they may go off of the momentum. I'm kind of hoping Detroit does take a step back. But, do the Bears say, no, nice try. We're ready to take over. We got you.
No, yeah. I listen, and I think here's the big thing, right? This is a game-changing season because this is still Caleb's rookie year. So I think this is more of a season for Shane Waldron, realistically. These games are important for the players, but this is a Shane Waldron season for importance because if you can, first off, you can navigate your way through and find a way to win, you will be a head coach next year. Second off, if you can find a way to me with Shane Waldron, if you can find a way to say, I need to develop this kid while also winning as many games as possible offensively, because the defense is going to be what it is. I'm not one of those people that is okay, the defense was one of the best defenses for the last 9 games of the year.
No,
and then all of a sudden the defense is supposed to just suck this year. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we have the best DB unit in the NFL right now.
We definitely do.
I think that our linebacker unit is probably top 10, maybe not top 5 yet. Tremaine got to play a little bit better. But good. I love Sanborn. I think Jack Sanborn plays the perfect
He's
game
a better
for
Hunter
him.
Hillenmeyer.
Oh, but Hunter Hillenmeyer can't hold Jack Sanborn jockstrap. Calm down. Jack Sanborn just smart. He knows.
No, he's
like I got limitations here. I got limitations here. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna figure out what I need to do to get there quicker by taking the shorter path. Jack Sanborn know his game. And then you got TJ Edwards, who I think is probably the best linebacker on that unit right now.
That's what we got to do. We got to get who's the dogs on our squad?
Dog. We got a lot of them. Can we just get the George Clinton sound, just the dog sound from dog
coming right up?
Dog.
Yeah, you know he got that.
We probably can get away with using that, right? Because it's just that one clip. Dog. Just had that on there.
You can't use the Bow Wow Wow though.
No, you can't use the Bow Wow Wow.
And you know what?
We'll just say it.
With Serato, you could just take all that out. I just cut that up. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. I just want the one. Dog.
New drinking game.
Dog.
Every time Joe refers to a 90s or early 2000s sports team, we drink.
We'll be wasted.
You guys love it.
Hey, man, listen. All I'm saying is this. When we're talking about wide receivers,
we got to go back to the P. Marsh era.
You gotta, when we talk about wide
Randy
receivers.
Moss.
not quite. Almost that one.
I don't go back there.
No, I don't. You go back, buddy.
No, I don't.
Hey, yo.
No, I don't.
That's crazy. That was crazy. All the flags down there. We didn't restock the flags. Hey, man, appreciate y'all tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do, man. If you haven't hit that like button yet, hit that like button. Shout out Catfish with that.
I do have to ask this. What was
Bellissimo said Catfish? I think that's irresponsible.
What was our best DB unit before this one?
Our best DB unit before this one?
Well, don't let me comment because then it's back.
You got to go back to 0506.
God dang, I was trying to set him up for
in 1985.
Oh boy,
I was trying to set you up. I thought he was gonna take the bait, but he didn't. Okay, there you go.
Best DBs. I mean,
best DBs.
Now I don't think we've seen a DB group this solid. Like with Nathan Vasher was on that 06
squad. Solid DBs.
Hold on.
06 squad.
What year was that?
That's 06 squad.
There you go.
Oh, shut up. I mean, that's the whole point. We have to
They
look
just
at the past to move forward. No,
kind of, but not really, because I think here's.
By the way, that is rubbing alcohol.
I think, yeah, I don't know why you keep drinking it.
Woo!
Hey, Joe need better friends. That's what I keep saying every time I see that bottle in here.
Woo, okay. All right.
But no, like
shout out to my boy Crimson. That's what I'm talking about, man.
What do you say, Joe? We could talk for hours about the Jordan era. These kids can't drink that fast.
Let me tell you about my day. See,
Crimson, you don't look that old.
We're not that old. He's probably my age.
You old, bro.
I mean, but I look good for my age.
Yeah.
You know, I got to give you that.
You do look good for your age. I get you that.
I usually get 37. People don't realize I'm
I say that. Yeah. Look, I told you you're ageless.
I get you.
Remember I told people you were 60 and they were like, I can see it.
Yeah.
But like had no idea. And then the next show I told people you were like 27. They were like, he looks
slightly older.
A little old. Like he might need to drink some more water. You know what I mean?
And if that's all they said, you're doing good for yourself, you know?
No, I just think
2006 is not early 2000. Stop it. That's literally early 2000.
I mean, it's mid 2000.
Well, it's early 2000.
I mean, it's early 2000.
It was right in the middle.
Because
once you get to the 2010s, it's a different decade.
If we're being honest, we're still in the early 2000s.
No, Pat, let me help you out.
No, I'm just saying. Like think about when you talk about the early 1900s. When does that stop?
I see what you're saying.
When does that stop?
1950s.
Usually.
Yeah, in the middle.
Anything before 1950, usually like early 1900s.
Anything before World War II was early.
Yeah, I mean,
that's true.
So technically, we're all still in the 1900s or the early 2000s.
We're good. Well, yeah. Well, now we're becoming a little.
All right, now we're doing this educational thing.
It got weird. It got weird on here.
Either way, we got a better freaking secondary. I think it's the best we've had in a long.
It's a great team. It's a great team.
The D line. We still have question marks on D line. Linebacker core, to your point, reminiscent of even like the one year we had Holdman. I think we had Holdman and Briggs and Urlacher. And then we lost Holdman because of a clerical error, if I'm correct. But that was probably the best trio we had as a linebacker core outside of the 85 Bears squad.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And this actually adds a lot more credit to what you mentioned. I think both of y'all picked the Niners and why that's important, because if you really look at it, there's only one team we can really test our defense against that's Super Bowl caliber.
That's why I just got
No, you're right. I'm just saying. I'm giving you your flowers. I'm like, there's only one team up there that does that. I'm just restating the fact that just considering all things considered.
You saying test our defense against. I don't know. I think
the Niners have
the Packers are an NFC title team.
Detroit's got an offense. I mean, but we beat them though.
But that's the thing, right? Like you still have to go out there and do it again, right? Like we can sit here and talk about how much tape we got on Detroit. They got just as much tape on us. So maybe they figure something out. Maybe they change something up. So it is still that chess game. It is still that chess match. And for me, when I look at Detroit, when I look at Green Bay, right? We can sit here and disrespect Green Bay as much as we want. They are an NFC title team.
I mean, offensive wise,
if they win,
I respect them.
Oh no, they're not an NFC title team. Well, they got to the second round. They got to the second round of the playoffs, right? Beat Dallas, lost to Detroit.
Right. Offense, because the conference championship was
the highest powered offense.
No, the conference championship was San Francisco and
lost to San Francisco.
But those are the only two high-powered offenses we'll really face.
I wouldn't even say
based off of last year's stats.
But
no, I'm talking about Lions.
Oh, Lions is
Lions and 49ers. Yeah. That's it. Green Bay is not considered a high.
I'm kind of hoping. I'm hoping
Lions,
for a
49ers, Texans, Rams. I mean, there's some guys. There's some people on this schedule. I mean, listen, yeah.
I'm not saying it should.
They spent what? How many games last year without Stafford?
Without Stafford,
and without Cooper Kupp. So that'll. I mean, without Cooper Kupp, that'll really do it for you. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We also got to talk about some of these revenge games on the schedule, man. Some interesting revenge games for the Chicago Bears coming into this season. Of course, the Bears as a whole got clapped by the Packers last year, so that is a revenge game. You also have, of course, the team that I guess, is this really revenge, realistically speaking? You passed on a quarterback, and now that's more of a CJ Stroud revenge game, I guess.
No.
Like you passed on him, and now he's coming in here.
He did the right thing by doing it. He gave Fields a chance.
Everything was about Bryce Young that year. CJ was clearly going to be number 2. So
I did say CJ was the best quarterback.
You did say that. You did say that.
I think you did say
I said that by far. I was
so.
I was like, Bryce Young looks not good.
But I mean, it didn't matter to me because we were focused on Jalen Carter, right?
He was the best prospect.
It was about
him.
We needed a 3
until the vehicular manslaughter and all of that.
Correct, but it wasn't even about. No one was thinking that because we had Justin Fields anyway. So you can't really say, "Oh, that's a revenge game."
I mean, we only really got 2 revenge games.
He's making. That's just making.
I mean, player wise, you got a lot in there though. Like you got Titans, Kevin Byard. Titans end up trading him away, saying basically, "Thank you for your services. We'll see you later."
I thought they did him a favor.
Yeah,
and sent him to.
They did. They sent him to Philly, and then everything hit the fan in Philly.
So that's not a revenge game. They looked out for him.
We don't play the Steelers.
It's still. I think here's the thing. It's still playing against your old team.
Yeah, but he would do that against the Eagles because it didn't work out with the Eagles.
Yeah, the Titans is the team he's been with. I mean, he spent 6 games with the Eagles. He ain't worried about the Eagles.
DJ versus Carolina.
DJ versus Carolina is another one in there.
I forgot. We were talking about our topics, bro. We forgot. I got the bracket for the worst contract.
Is it done?
It's done.
No, we might have to bring that up in the Friday free for all that.
I got it. Yeah.
We got to bring that up there.
Seahawks is the only other one.
Seahawks is the Shane Waldron one. I think that's the most interesting one because Shane Waldron now, there's no bad blood there either.
I think these are all stretches, man.
There's no bad blood. You think that's a stretch? You think all the revenge games are stretches?
Yeah.
Some of these are just stretches to create something. There's no real
Montez Sweat in Washington.
He's happy.
I
got paid. I'm happy.
Revenge if you happy, huh?
The Seahawks. I'm in a better situation. I'm happy.
Is revenge just? I think this is the thing, right? We throw the term revenge game around there. To me, it's really just I want to beat the team that I came from.
The only revenge game is the Packers.
That's it. Realistically, if we beat
and Detroit, well, we beat them. We lost to Detroit first, and then came back and beat them.
We already have a divisional rivalry with them anyway.
Yeah,
so that's not really
there's
revenge.
No real. If anything, it's even the Panthers. Like, there's no real revenge. They made a trade. They wanted a quarterback of their future. You can't be mad at us because it didn't work out for how you built the team. And then the guy fired the owner fired all of his the GM. He fired everything. So that regime is not even there anymore.
Hey, if you ever wanted to know what it would look like to have the owner of the Bulls own a football team, go to the Carolina Panthers. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like.
Yeah,
that right there.
Yeah. No, it's funny though. Like I was looking through these, and there was an article that NBC put out, and they were listing all the revenge games. You could tell it's a slim time for content right now.
You ain't lying.
But it's funny because like I think I look at these different. Like to me, you always want to beat the team that you left. You always look at that as a revenge game. It doesn't matter if there's years in between it because it's like when you know what I mean, when you and your girl break up. All of a sudden, you in the gym, you working on abs, you know what I mean? She's sitting there trying to show a little bit of leg out here. So the next time y'all see each other, you like, hey, this is what you missing, shorty. Yeah. You didn't know I had abs under here because I was fat with you. You kept me fat.
Be like, you probably should have done that before it ended because you probably still be in a relationship.
I mean, sometimes it takes leaving the ones that aren't good for you to make you the best version of yourself.
Hey, listen, if I'm hitting hey, listen, I ain't trying to make you jealous if I'm done. I'm just done. We moving on.
Oh no, I want you. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. I look at all my exes and I be like,
all my exes,
you doing bad out there.
Hey,
he been keep it up.
Very good way.
I ain't did that.
Listen.
Hey,
I don't know what.
Because here's the thing.
Help him out real quick. Help our boy out. Let's move past that.
Because here's the thing. I know I was good. I know I was the dude that's like, hey, I'll do whatever you need, whatever you want. Hey, I got you, girl. Don't worry about it. So, yeah, I mean, like when all the exes that was like, I don't think this is going to work out. Every now and then you do a periodic check on Twitter or on Facebook. You be, how's she doing? Oh, bad.
Hey, listen.
Shout out to you.
Keep
it up.
I want them to do well because if it ever happens, I'm just going to have them do well. I just got to.
Hey, listen, I hope all the bad things in life happen to you and only you.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag for me.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag.
But no, hey, you don't touch that. You don't touch that. There's court on yours. You leave that alone.
No, I'm not.
You don't get in this conversation.
Hey, listen, we love you, baby. We're gonna move on.
Yeah, we're gonna go past it. We're gonna
I have more experience than just that other relationship.
Yes, you do.
Because some girls to a point, yeah, you wanna. Yeah, like whatever, but I had a few meetings. Now that I think about it,
we're gonna keep it moving.
But after that, there's been other situations where it just didn't work out.
I'm the best wingman on this show, and you are not letting me be a wingman. Move on.
Move on. God dang! I love Mike Davidson. You doing bad out there. Keep it up. I'm telling you, dog.
Jesus.
Hey, look. It is what it is. I tried to make you happy, and you gonna leave me? All right, shorty.
Move on, Pat. We're going to the next topic.
And we don't have another one.
Hey, yes, we do. Hey, listen, bad contracts is now. We got this. Hey, listen, introducing the I forgot the name of this thing, but it's a bracket of a bunch of bad contracts that apparently all the Chicago teams have been on. Boom. And there we go, right there. We get the oil this down. I don't know.
We get the what? We got the oil this down.
Right. See
what?
And this is how you pivot.
No, that was a wild one, bro.
This is how you pivot. There you go. Cordero Stewart. Come on, Pat, help me out here.
No, you want to go to this. I wasn't about to switch.
Oh, well, I can't see it. Yeah, put it on the screen. I got to see it.
So here we go. We have them different brackets. You got the Bears, the Sox, the Bulls, the Cubs bracket. So out of the Bears, I had Jay Cutler number 1, Mike Glennon number 2, Rick Meyer number 3, Cordell Stewart 4.
I'm telling y'all, Mike Glennon might be a repeat winner, bro. He might go back to back, bro.
6 is Orlando Pace. And then 7 is Brian Cox, and 8 is Thomas Smith. In our Sox bracket, you got Adam Dunn, number 1, 4 years, 56 mil, by the way. Yasmin Grandel, 4 years, 73 million.
Yasmani was bad. Yasmani might run the table on that.
Dallas Keuchel at 3 years, 55 million. You had Jamie Navarro, number 4, for 4 years for 20 mil. 5, Adam LaRoche, 2 years, 225 mil.
Adam LaRoche.
6, we had Wellington Castillo for 2 years for 15 million.
You're killing me.
Number 7, Derek Holland, 1 year, 6 mil. And then number 8 was Sandy Alomar Jr. for 1 year, $350K.
Y'all have no idea how what Joe was going through trying to find White Sox contracts because they ain't paid nobody.
That was so funny. That was the hardest one. The Bulls, hey, my number 1 is Eddie Robinson, 5 years, 32 mil. Number 2 was Cristiano Feliciano, your boy, 4 years, 32 million. Those are the top 2 right there.
Hey, Dwayne heard it too.
Yeah.
What made you go with that bar?
Why use that bar?
What made you?
Number 3.
I was trying to pivot.
Number 3, Ben Wallace, 4 years, 60 million. Number 4, Lonzo Ball, 4 years for 80 mil.
I got Lonzo as
number.
Lonzo might be up there. Felicio's always
because
the front runner.
The problem is, I want Lonzo, but you paid him all this money. He's only played 35 games,
bro.
Felicio got 4 years, 32 million.
That means $8 million a year.
Yeah, it was not good. That's a lot of money.
Lonzo got 4 years, $80 million.
80 mil. And he only played 35 games.
That's $20 million a year.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. Lonzo injury is less egregious than Cristiano Felicio not being able to make the G League rotation, making $8 million a year.
Right. $8 million is chump change.
But you have to look at that contract.
He makes double.
The whole point is that,
but you got to look at salary caps at that time too.
The whole point is unfulfilled expectations when you sign some of these guys.
Right? I had no expectation for Felicio. That was the worst part about it when we signed him.
Right, so you're paying this guy like he's doing something. Let me finish this list. So 5 was Dwayne Wade, 2 years, 47 million.
That makes sense.
Number 6, Zach LaVine, 5 years, 215 million. 7 was Jabari Parker, 2 years for 40 million. And number 8 was Thomas Santoroski, 3 years, $30 million. And then in the Cubs bracket, Jason Hayward, number 1, 2 years, 100. Yeah. Did I do that right? I must have put the wrong years in, but $184 million contract. Number 2 was Milton Bradley, for 3 years, 3 years, $30 million a year. And then number 3 is John Waters, 6 years, $155 million. 4, Alfonso Soriano, 8 years, $136 million contract. Number 5 was Yu Darvish, 6 years, $126 million. Number 7 is Carlos Zambrano for, I think it's 5 years, 91 million. I got the date in the wrong area. And then number 8 was Aramis Ramirez, 5 years, $75 million. And those are some big contracts over there. Oh,
Yeah, the Cubs
Nomar
pay
Garcia
people.
Parra was 1 year, $8 million. Yeah. So here we go.
Hey, it's some bad ones out there, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. It is some contracts on that team that you just absolutely confused. But I mean, like in Chicago, bro.
I got Lonzo.
You got Lonzo winning the whole thing?
Yep. That man.
No, Lonzo's not the worst.
That
contract.
man got paid like $3 million a game.
Lonzo's not the worst contract on there. Jason, I think Jason Hayward might be one of the worst.
It's 126 million.
Jason Hayward and Alfonso Soriano playing against each other early on is tough.
But it's
because I think that they're both. Yeah, bro. But it's still the thing is like it's how much of your salary cap is it eating up. You were paying Jason Hayward to be a major piece for your team, and he was god awful outside of anything defensively.
I'm not as well versed in cap space on baseball teams as you are.
It basically is fake, but I mean, it
you're
exists.
still paying the guy, period.
But it's like when you do 126 divided by 8, it ain't as large of an annual spend as you think it is. Like, what do you think that number is? Now it depends on how they layer it and like what it is like that. But it's, on average, it's $15 million a year.
It's still about
not a lot of money.
Paying, it's still about production that you're getting out of a guy. Jason Hayward wasn't productive. You can say it's only $8 million, but for $8 million for Cristiano Felicio, he gave you 4 points. That's a lot of money. Like it just is. It's not like.
He wouldn't be the first bench player to have that size.
He couldn't stay on the bench.
Not paying a guy on the
they
bench.
sent him to the G League, and I asked Stacy. I was like, Stacy, or no, not Stacy. I asked Jay Hood because he was calling the Windy City Bulls games. I was like, yo, like, you know, what's Felicio doing? What's going on down there? He was like, he's not even in the rotation. He couldn't make the like we suck rotation.
Kareem's like yerk,
bro. Hey. This list is wild, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like,
shout out to who was that? Was that Berlissimo that suggested that?
What? Yeah, I think Berlissimo.
And he said, worst draft pick bracket. Oh my god, that's going to be
fun. Write down a list.
That's going to be fun.
The worst
draft pick bracket.
Oh, that's a good
Patrick
one.
Williams on
nah, that's just recency
Patrick
bias.
Williams. No,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm just
that's just recency bias. There's there's some bad ones out there.
That's gonna be a good one.
Hey, that is some. Oh my God! Oh, mostly Bears offensive linemen. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Jesus, a lot.
Gabe Karimi. Let's start it off here.
I think you could do each. You could probably do each team. Nah, the Sox don't have a.
Sox got some bad draft picks.
Yeah, I think they all do, right?
The tough part about baseball though, like that one might have to be more of a just bad draft picks in general. The tough part about baseball is you draft a bunch of people, and freaking some of them just never make it up past AAA. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like baseball is such a long sport now.
Yeah.
If you get drafted first overall, second overall, like that's different. But like baseball is a different kind of sport with stuff like that. Basketball and football, you kind of can do more on that.
I feel like it would be between the Bears and the Bulls draft picks.
It's definitely between the Bears.
DeAndre Smith said Paul Zipser, bro. I'll never forget that mug saying
Paul Zipser.
That mug Gar Foreman saying, we believe in Paul Zipser. We believe what? What do we believe? I'm not gonna lie to you. My contract, put the list back up there, Joe, so I can see the fool you did. You should
make it even worse because he picks up his option for $21 million. He won't even touch the floor.
Who?
Lonzo's not playing again.
He's probably not even.
He's probably not gonna play again. No, I've said that. I've said that multiple times.
That's our Ben Simmons contract.
My pick right now, if I had to pick somebody for a winner, but that's not bad. Ben Simmons makes 3 times as much as he does. We could.
Oh no, yeah.
If that's our Ben Simmons contract, we're not doing that bad.
Yeah.
And at least he's actually hurt, and he's not. Yeah, I mean.
And he's not at the Met Gala.
You know what I mean? Oh my God, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Glennon might win again, bro. I might have Glennon as a back-to-back winner in this, bro.
Well, he's coming out of the
Mike Glennon for 4 games. You think Lonzo Ball is bad? For 4 games, Mike Glennon got 3 years, $45 million.
It's good. It's good for him.
He gave you 4 games. You think Lonzo Ball is a bad deal?
Man, we need his agent.
You ain't lying, dog. Especially because he couldn't play. I think I got Glennon repeating, bro. I think I got him as a repeat champion.
It's up there. I'm rooting for Cutler because it's more about what the expectation was for him. He is the all-time Bears passing leader, but when he signed that contract, I didn't want them to resign him.
No, but I think here's the thing though. Like with Jay,
it stuck us.
On that
contract stuck us.
But on that it did. But on that contract, if I'm not mistaken, I may have the years mixed up. He went to an NFC title game, right?
But he punked out. He got there
and he got hurt. He couldn't grip the football.
No, his knee. He's on the treadmill.
Oh no, yes, his knee. His knee was that one.
He tore his thumb up the first
following season or the second
year, something like that.
Yeah.
San Diego.
I don't know if you remember, but he was like one of the most sacked QBs his entire tenure.
No, that later on, yeah.
But later on, what?
Like
his whole career,
day one, he was the most.
I'm saying, no, it went down because we got to NFC Championship, obviously, but then later, like
he was still one of the highest sacked quarterbacks that year.
I understand that, but I get that. I'm just saying that I didn't think at the time it was time to sign him, and he got that contract. I would have rather that they had went with Josh McCown. If not signing for that type of contract because the Bears were stuck for a couple of years on that.
Here's the thing. I do agree with you that it hamstrung the Bears. I agree with that.
Drew saying he wants us to define the criteria,
but
war or expectation.
Can we say it's a bad contract if you went? What year did we go to the NFC title game?
2010.
In 2010.
He didn't sign that contract till like 20 what?
We went in 2010.
He was the most sacked QB that year.
He got sacked 52 times that season.
I got you. Like when he signed that contract,
that's what I was saying. I thought he signed the contract in. Maybe that is after that because that's when Phil came in. Actually,
I mean he might have been. The thing is,
I don't remember what year he signed that deal.
Everyone was disappointed with Cutler because of him not being the leader that they wanted him to be. He had the talent, so he was. He was a good, in a sense, quarterback, but he didn't lead you anywhere. He didn't even win he didn't even get to a Pro Bowl. I'm sorry, he was an All Pro quarterback. We didn't go anywhere. We had a lot of 6 and 10 seasons. It got bad.
It's hard to be an All-Pro quarterback when you're on your back.
You know what I mean, bro? Like I'm
sorry, dog.
Yeah, but you guys are not remembering.
You.
Are you not remembering the impact of him not being the guy that they wanted him to be? I understand.
Yes, but I think here's the thing: Caleb Williams isn't going to be the guy that we want him to be if Braxton Jones sucks.
What I'm saying is, yes, you're right. But either way, when you reward a contract to a player, you are expecting some things to come out of it. The intangibles, the some numbers that say that you are the guy, and he did not live up to that. So I have him as number 1. And then Mike Glennon set the Bears back too because he was supposed to keep Trubisky on the bench and supposed to help him.
I will say this man Jay had his first season with the Bears. That man had a 27 and 26 season.
Hit a what?
Oh, he had a 1-to-1
27 touchdowns, 26 interceptions.
Yeah, like he just was not. He was not the leader that they wanted him to be.
Well, I think that's the thing. That's my big thing with Kyler Murray as well. I mean, like I think at quarterback you do have to be a leader. You have no choice.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You're the leader of your team. And in that situation, Jay Cutler was not the leader of his team. But I also understand a lot of the stuff that Jay went through as his time in the Chicago Bears uniform. And so I do sit there and
I don't know,
kind of give him a little bit more grace than most because your expectations for Jay Cutler are different than your expectations for what you wanted Justin Fields to develop in.
Yeah, but
you want Jay Cutler to be good in the same situation that Justin Fields couldn't develop.
If he didn't, but some of that is not necessarily developing. If you are a turnover-prone quarterback, you are shooting the team in the foot. You threw red zone interceptions all the time. Like some of that is just on him. Now, I agree. It's hard to have 4 coordinators. He had Mike Martz.
4 or 5.
He had a bunch of coordinators.
5.
The offensive line wasn't necessarily great. I understand all those things. But at the end of the day, when you reward someone that type of, and he was one of the first ones to get that type of guaranteed money. So the whole point is that all these guys on that list, it's just unfulfilled expectations that you wanted these guys. Like I had to look up. I forgot about Brian Cox. I remember that was a Wanstead kind of guy.
Yeah.
They paid at that time when he got paid for 4 years, 13 minutes, a lot of money, but he did not become the linebacker that they wanted him to be. So we paid you to do something and you did not deliver. Mike Glennon, he was paid to do something, he did not deliver. Orlando Pace, long in the tooth, paid to be a left tackle.
But see, I think that's my thing though, right? Like the conversation we're having is he was paid to be. Now you paying him to be a guy who's always in the playoffs, and he was not. But you paid him to be a guy that got you to an NFC title game.
Who?
Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler got you to the NFC title game.
I get that.
But I mean, like that's something that we don't have another quarterback that can say that outside of Rex Grossman, and we know he didn't get you there.
I'm gonna send you something. I'm reading something now that's like, I like the stats and numbers behind the stuff. It's way too deep to get into right now, but like, it's interesting to see what the actual numbers are on Jay Cutler.
Like, here's the thing. He was bad. I agree with you. He would throw untimely interceptions. He would throw. He got way too in his head versus D'Angelo Hall for some reason. I don't know what
he put that dude in the Pro Bowl.
He put him in the Pro Bowl.
He literally put a guy in the Pro Bowl.
and D'Angelo Hall thanked him and at the Pro Bowl. Yeah, I mean,
I would too.
But I do think that there's something to be said about a guy who you didn't give a lot for him to be successful in. We sit here and talk about Mitch having to learn not Mitch, about Jay having to learn, about Justin having to learn new systems. I had to get to him eventually, a lot of bad. About Justin having to learn new systems, Justin not having an offensive line, Justin not having wide receivers.
This guy comes in and he's the
Jay
best quarterback
Cutler's the same thing.
He's the best quarterback we ever had.
Yes, and the thing is, I don't dispute that yes, but the problem is that the bar that he has set is still actually not even that high. He was a good quarterback.
I mean, he was 28 touchdowns.
Missing certain intangibles for him to be. He wasn't all-time great. He wasn't on the Peyton Manning level.
He's our all-time great.
But trust me, if the Bears, if this starts the cycle of getting some competent quarterbacks in the future, the bar is really not that high.
With the Chicago Bears, he threw 154 touchdowns, 109 interceptions. He had do they have a quarterback rating on here? Quarterback rating of 85, which is not good.
So Jay signed, what was it, 2012? He signed that contract in 2012, right?
He signed it in 12.
I want to say, because when Emery got there,
he was coming off a 19 and 14 season, had 3,000 yards. The next season, he had 19 and 12, 2,600 yards. Then he had a 28 and 18 season. In 2014, he had a 21 and 11 season in 2015, and then they kind of were done with him in 2016.
Yeah, I mean,
so realistically, while he was on that contract, now didn't live up to it, but while he was on that contract,
and you get paid for what you've done,
it's not the worst quarterback in the world. And
I didn't say it was the worst.
He had to deal with an aging. Well, I mean, if we're putting him on the
list of worst
contracts in Chicago sports histories, that means that he didn't live up to his contract.
You think he lived up to it?
I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that he is the best option and I will want Jay. But I can't defend Justin Fields how I have and then look at Jay Cutler and be like, you should have figured it out. He can't move. But Jay can't run.
But they didn't pay Justin.
They didn't pay Justin. But what Justin couldn't develop in, Jay was expected to be successful in.
You're right in the sense of he didn't get a great offensive line, but they did give him receivers. He did get Brandon Marshall. He did get Martellus Bennett.
Uh-oh.
He did get, I think he had did he have Alshon? Was Alshon around Trubisky?
What's wrong?
I don't know yet. I saw Hayes say, tell Pat to look at his phone. So I'm like, did news break? Did I miss news? Baki, are we missing something? I feel that or Hayes is just trolling. Hayes could just be trolling.
That god dang Hayes.
This is also what Hayes does.
Such
gotta watch this guy.
Anyways, no. Either way, I mean, I feel like we're sticking to this one corner of the bracket. There's so many other contracts on here. The thing is, it's on there. Whether people vote for it or not, it doesn't mean that if that's a first round contract, he's not going to probably go, maybe he goes to the second round. But again, so you're going to put that contract against Jared Allen, who was signed for 4 years and $32 million and did not deliver because they was paid. I think Emery signed him as well. So, what's going on, man?
Nope, just make sure everything's good.
I was like, what? What just happened?
Yep. No, we good.
But yeah, no, I have.
Oh, he said you sent the first track from our album. Okay,
so the first track from our album on what? I didn't even get it. Shout out to
y'all got an album.
I guess. Well, I did tell Hayes send me some beats to put on.
Shout out to Diaz, my guy Raymond. So the Hester contract is interesting because I thought about that because that technically could have been a bad contract because they paid him to be a receiver instead of just letting him be the returner. And they were like, well, we can't pay him and make him the highest paid returner. So we got to make him a receiver. So now he's actually playing in a position that he really wasn't that good at, and you're forcing him. But is that real?
It's kind of interesting hearing how he talked about that segment right there, like that section of that very situation he talked about in a recent interview. It was just weird how they played it. I don't know if that makes it the worst.
Yeah, I don't know.
It just wasn't. There wasn't gadget guys back then.
Yeah,
that's really what it is. Like Devin would have been the perfect Deebo Samuel type of player.
But he was talented. The thing is with him, he still delivered because as a returner. And then the NFL changed the rules. What 2014 or 2013?
I don't know. Whenever old boy was like, "Tells the truth."
The last couple of years,
tells the truth.
Yeah, the last couple of years is when they changed the rules where his career was pretty much over. But he was still an effective player.
Hey, this right here. Hey, but I'm gonna tell you this.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you this. Everybody say this. Devin couldn't cover water, boy. Devin couldn't cover water in the ocean.
What?
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Like Devin is Devin's contract. I'm not mad at Devin's deal though. Like you knew what you had him out there for. You had him out there for the threat. I don't think that you didn't put Devin on here, did you?
I didn't.
No, Devin. I
thought he signed like a $40 million contract.
Yeah, he signed $40 million. But I'm not mad at him. Like you put him on there for the threat of it.
But no, the thing is that he was still got paid to be a returner that they wanted to figure out with the receiver. He was designated as a receiver, so they gave him. He got paid, but he still delivered.
Kayvon said didn't see Hester at Miami, but I guess it's like watching Hunter. I'm assuming he's talking about Travis Hunter from Colorado. Let me tell you this: it's not. It is not.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't put. I wouldn't put Hester in.
I'm not putting Devin on it. Well, first off, you're not putting a Hall of Famer as a bad contract on it.
Because he still delivered the other stuff. They wanted to figure out to pay him and get more out of him.
Yeah. They were trying to make him more than what he was supposed to be.
Yeah. So when you look, and I mean, look, the Bulls bracket. To me, the winners is coming out of the Bears or the Cubs got a lot of money up there.
Cubs got Jason Hayward. But see, Jason Hayward is tough because technically that whole 184 goes to him having that conversation with the Cubs during the rain delay and basically having a Rocky moment. Yeah, the freaking there is no tomorrow.
You break it.
There is no tomorrow. Like Rocky's punching the mirror and then he's running on the beach. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of what Jason Hayward got paid $184 million.
Curse, I guess.
I mean, so I think he probably won't be on there. Alfonso Soriano might win from the Cubs bracket. I think he might be the Cubs champion.
Yeah,
he's the worst from the Cubs bracket to me. Alfonso Soriano used to irritate me too. He would jump every time a fly ball came his way. Like I wasn't even a Cubs fan, and I was like, I hate this dude.
Who's buddy on the Sox that always was hurt?
Take your pick. Which one you want?
No,
Yaz was hurt. Yaz is the worst contract in the world. Yaz is the dumbest contract. Yasmani Grandal, to me, is the worst Chicago White Sox contract to this point because they brought Yasmani Grandal in here because of pitch framing. They brought him in here because of pitch framing, because he could fool the umpires, because he could pull the ball back in and the umps would go, oh, that looks like a strike. This guy knows how to frame a pitch. And then everything went more digital. And he instantly became much more useless. And he couldn't hit above 200. I couldn't stand Yasmani Grandal. He's the worst contract I've ever seen in my life. And the day that he left the White Sox, I cried.
Really?
Happy tears. I didn't really cry.
Okay, I was about to say, what the heck is going on?
No. I couldn't believe we signed Yasmani Grandal. My dad was so excited about it. He's like, no, this guy's a framer. He's got it. He's a catcher. And I was like, oh my God. This dude can't hit 250 to save his life.
I'm don't think Zach LaVine should be up there at all, though.
I was never a fan of that contract. I just think that he's always been. You're paying him to be the number one guy, and Zach has clearly always been a number two.
Yeah, but
not
you're paying
third
him,
option.
Yeah, but you're paying him number two money.
Now it's number two.
Number two.
Now it is. At the time,
it's still number two.
He
money.
made Chris Middleton money.
He made Chris Middleton money.
He made Tobias Harris money.
I'm saying
$32 million.
No, Tobias Harris made 37.
But the way it was
He made
preferenced,
37 now.
it was not preferenced as him being the number two or number three guy.
No, it wasn't.
It was
but that's the money
with
that
him
you
being
gave.
the guy. Yeah, but the whole point is that either way, you thought he was a number one. You thought he was going to be the guy.
I agree with that.
I mean, when you bring in somebody who plays the same position he plays at a high level when he's injured, you will have this power struggle that never works out.
What are you talking about, DeMar?
When DeMar took
That's
his
later.
assist, but
No, it ain't.
No, dude. When
The
they
same
signed,
year that Zach LaVine got paid, they traded for DeMar DeRozan.
No, they
it
did
was a year
not.
before.
They did not.
It
They
was a
brought
year
in
before.
Lonzo and DeMar in the offseason. Because remember, they said the Bulls had the worst
It was a
offseason
year
ever.
before.
Zach
He
signed
got-
that
he got
contract
the
a couple years
contract
prior.
after, year after. He got the contract after he got the DeMar was already here.
He was DeMar wasn't even a factor. They signed him.
He was just it was just time to extend him.
Remember, because
the off season that they extended Zach LaVine is the same off season we got Lonzo, we got DeMar, and we got
No, it was the year after.
AK extended him.
Okay.
No. We talking about the first.
You talk about the $80 million contract?
No. I'm looking at that one.
That's the contract he's on right now.
That's the one he
Correct.
just signed.
Right.
That happened the first off season of AK. The first off season of AK, you brought in DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, and you traded for Nikola Vucevic during the season.
That's 2022 free agency.
Yeah.
All right.
I only do a show about the Bulls and cover.
I mean, sometimes you'd be wrong.
Sometimes you're right, Pat.
Sometimes you'd be wrong.
Okay, well, if you're looking at his second year money,
Those
then
months
guess
I
what?
was just mistaken.
Hey, guess what? He's ranked number 6. It's not number 1 on the list. So if he gets out of the first round, hey,
He is ranked farther down. That's the only reason that I understand it. He's ranked further down on the list. He's 6th on the list. Felicio is the one for me for the Bulls.
there you got 1 and number 2. Eddie Robinson
Felicio
and
my
Cristiano.
God. Felicio is the funniest thing in the world. But no, I think that I have a different view of Zach's contract. I don't think Zach will be in here long, although people may keep him in there because of recency bias. But I don't believe that he's the worst contract in Chicago Bulls history. I don't think he should get out of the first round. Who's he going up against?
Zach is going up against Ben Wallace.
He probably beat that.
Ben Wallace took Tyson Chandler's money.
He probably beat that. Yeah, but Tyson Chandler was not playing like Tyson Chandler here.
From what
Tyson
I remember, he was up and down.
Tyson Chandler literally was like, if they hadn't have traded me, I probably would have never become this player.
It was the year after. DeMar had played the full season before Zach got extended. It's the way you said it. DeMar was here in 2021. Zach got extended in 2022.
What is AK's first offseason?
It was 20. They said 2022. You got the 5-year, $215 million contract.
Right.
DeMar was here for a full year.
July 7th, 2022.
I remember because we did that show and we were talking about was it right to extend the fact because he was still dealing with the knee injury.
He's been dealing with a kney injury every year.
Every year.
You know what I mean? Like,
But
that doesn't narrow it down for us.
I think it was the other, and DeMar was the leading scorer at that time because he was injured. I remember that vividly, that conversation. That was the whole thing of that offseason. Like, why did we extend
we
him?
could just look this up.
Yeah, DeMar came in 2021,
I did
2020. Yeah, you're right. He came in 2021, 2022.
Yeah, you do a show every day, but I still know sports.
I mean,
anyway, all right, moving
I
on.
was just mistaken.
Hey,
man, I don't know. I'll say this: the Zach LaVine contract to me is more of a
just what the market is.
no. It was a you need to show that you're loyal. You need to show that you'll give somebody like I've always said that. You know what I mean? Like I think the biggest thing for me is you have an organization that is looked at as an organization that isn't loyal to players. You you finally got over the stench of like not paying Jordan for his whole career, which went through like the D Wade guys and then went through the LeBron years and all of that when you could have got those guys in. You finally get over all of that, and then you got rid of Derrick Rose.
I never got the whole Jordan didn't get paid thing.
He won you 6 champions, or he won you 5 championships
like,
before you gave him a contract.
They held him to the contract.
They held him to the contract, and he respected it. But when he got paid $30 million a year in the 90s,
or 98, it was
when he came back, he got paid $30 million.
No, it was 2 years. He only got 2 years.
When you adjust for inflation, he is still one of the highest paid basketball players.
Yeah, well, he deserved it.
Like you adjust for inflation, he's getting paid Jaylen Brown money.
And I mean that's fine, but he got 6 rings.
He deserved it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying he don't deserve it, but it's like I'm like, why do they keep saying that? That man got paid more than whole teams was getting paid at that time.
I think it was the
like he literally got paid.
You know
more
why?
Than the Knicks starting lineup
because everybody else had started getting paid and getting contracts restructured, and everybody else was
because of Jordan.
Because of Jordan. And Michael Jordan was not getting paid.
And that man came back and cracked him and said, I'll get paid more than your whole team.
Well, he was already getting paid ridiculous amount of money from all his endorsements. But the difference was it was the taking care of your players, kind of like how Jerry Buss took care of Magic.
Well, it's not even that. Like you got to look around. You got to look around the league as well. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at everybody else who was getting signed at that time. Now, nobody was getting signed at $30 million a year, but everybody else is getting new contracts and stuff like that. Clyde getting out of the finals. I think he ended up getting paid again. Yeah, I mean, like
it was timing.
Like it was timing. And Jerry was like, I'm not gonna sit here and I'm gonna honor your contract. Which I mean, let's be real.
There's nothing wrong with honoring the contract.
No, it's nothing wrong with that. But is that why we're here? Like when you think about the modern Bulls, I wonder if he still has that mindset. Don't come to me with a renegotiation. When you sign that piece of paper, that's the piece of paper you play for.
And that I don't doubt it.
I wonder if he still has that mindset.
I just feel like the Last Dance, like what the Last Dance was supposed to show was the old way of
they
thinking.
Should still be paying them, Jay. Hey, you ain't lying because AUC still full every single night.
Does he get a percentage of merch? Because they still sell his jersey.
Who might?
Yeah.
Maybe off of the
percentage
of the merch.
Bro.
Yeah, probably from NBA.
Jordan merch.
Well, the Jordan logo's on everything now. He probably is Nike. That's a Nike.
He get a percentage of everything. Yeah. He own it.
That's on me. I forget. That's on me. I forget. My bad.
No, I just think that the Last Dance also showed was you saw kind of in the mind of even the ownership. And if you paid attention to any of the old documentaries of some of these sports teams, the thinking of the old owners and how they treated players.
Oh yeah.
And what was happening was
you was an asset.
Yeah, you were viewed as an asset. I mean, up until even Donald Sterling, like
emphasis
that
on the front end of that word.
Huh?
Nothing.
But the thing is that they were the money wasn't quite there. And that was the thing. The Scottie contract was a glaring example of he signed a 7-year deal, in 1991.
Yeah.
And so what the Bulls show was really shrewd business. We're winning, and you want us to reward you, but you're acting out about it. So we're holding this over your head.
Right.
But you got to honor the contract. But we told you don't sign that contract. But because basketball takes off and those TV contracts come in, I mean, imagine right now, 3.2 billion for the NBC to take over the rights for that.
Yeah.
Back in the day, like when Michael and them was saying in '84, the biggest thing that the NBA got was a contract from the U.S. government. Because they were a floundering league, so there was no money. So now that the TV contracts explode, now the timing of it didn't work out for the Bulls at that time.
Hey, Mug's drunk right now if they played their drinking game that was suggested earlier. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all tuning in, showing love. I think we got we pretty much finished out. What is that?
That's the Knicks payroll for that season. Mike got paid $33 million that season. Mike's trash talk for that had to be ridiculous. I get paid more than your whole team.
That's crazy.
And it not be a lie. Talk about ball.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I only got one best and worst for the weekend because we got to get the heck up out of here. I got a best. NCAA is coming.
NCAA
is coming.
You mean what? The game?
The video game. NCAA's coming back. I'm ready. It's about to be a problem. I'm about to come back out with gray hairs. It's about to be the memes that are coming from this. I'm about to be recruiting dudes in the second grade.
You got to show.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going all out.
You got to show me.
I'm tampering. I mean, I'm paying people under the table. Ain't no NIL deal. Yeah, I mean.
Listen, man, you got to show me. You got to show me that they could put together a good game, because EA still made it and they've been killed. They haven't done well on their sports games as of late. So,
I mean, yeah, but I think they try to get too cute. With this is basically just you building franchise mode.
I love franchise mode.
You know what I mean? You're building a team. You out recruiting. You're sitting there, and I'm about to be in some, grandma in South Carolina's home, sitting here lying to her, telling her that I'm gonna
they
turn her baby into a
they walk you through all of that?
Turn her baby into a man. Yeah, Madden got intricate, bro. Madden franchise mode gets like you gotta go through a lot. Like you gotta rebuild this stadium. I didn't rebuild stadiums.
How much VC is that gonna cost you?
It don't work off VC.
I'm saying, like, are they gonna make it that way? That's why I stopped
playing
2K.
EA don't do VC.
Yeah, they're gonna make you pay for something now.
Well, they got their like if you do Ultimate Team, they got that version of that. But I never play Ultimate Team. I always play franchise.
What is Ultimate Team?
Ultimate Team is like you put together the Ultimate Team. It's kind of self-explanatory.
Shut up.
But yeah, you put together the team that you want to have, and you get like certain cars that flip over, all that stuff.
So you just got a best. That's your best.
I don't really have a worst. Well, this is Friday free for all, so there is no best and worst. I guess I just kind of said that, but yeah, Friday. The thing I'm most excited for right now. Pre-sale starts next week, or maybe this week. Maybe it's already started. So yeah, I'm spending some money on that as well.
Mine is the Jets have more primetime games than the Chiefs, and the Bears, and the Ravens.
Kind of.
No,
kind of.
They got 6 primetime games.
Yes, they do.
And the NFL screwed the Chiefs. The Chiefs have a 5-day turnaround, like 3 different times in the season. They set them up to fail.
Oh well.
No, yeah. I didn't feel that bad about it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm like, this is the first time a team has had a chance to three-peat, and you did them no favors.
Hey, we're gonna make it hard for you.
Like,
you're not gonna.
They play on the November 4th and then play November 10th.
Jeez.
They play December 21st and then on Christmas. Is that even legal?
Apparently.
They play December 21st and then on Christmas. Yeah,
yes.
Sunday to Thursday, 4 days.
Ooh, that's
the week before. I'm just saying, like, but they do it. They have like that same turnaround like 3-4 times.
Yeah, Bears had that last year.
Yeah, but Bears suck.
I hear you. What you thought they was gonna make it easy for the Chiefs?
I mean, listen.
I mean, what do you want for them?
Listen, I mean,
what do you want them to cakewalk their way to the 3-peat?
The league clearly wants to see more Rodgers, and they want the Chiefs not to get this 3-peat.
I don't know if they don't want the Chiefs to get the 3-peat. I just think they want people to see them. They want them on prime time. And here's the thing: the Chiefs. How many? I would bet you the Chiefs had 6 primetime games last year. Probably.
Well, let's look it up.
You know what I mean? Like I would bet you that the Chiefs had 6 primetime games last year.
But why do the Jets have 6 primetime games?
Aaron Rodgers in New
York. New York. It's Aaron Rodgers. They got gypped last year.
The Giants had 5 last year, my boy.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's New York. Like it's markets. It's money.
They lost a lot of money. Aaron Rodgers cost the Jets a lot of money.
Yeah.
He was supposed to play. You lose him 4 snaps into the first game or whatever.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, they want Jets on the prime. We want prime time quarterbacks.
Oh, you're right. They played 6 last season.
Yeah, I mean they probably play 6 every year. They're kind of those guys. Hey man, appreciate y'all for tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We'll be back next week with more Bears content. Of course, we'll be dropping stuff throughout the week. If you haven't done so, check out the Unbiased Bears Fans video. We dropped that over on the YouTube channel as well. The Who? I ain't gonna lie to you. I watched that back and I was like, why did I do that?
It was cold.
Y'all stay safe out there in Chicago. For the pettiest man alive, P Kid, the super producer, Joel Holders, your boy, Pat the Designer.